Every single day, over 100,000 Snickers bars roll off the line, and that's just the start. Just down the corridor, golden sponge cakes are injected with fluffy cream at lightning speed. While sticky red candy coats apples in a glossy shell so perfect, it looks fake. Inside this labyrinth of stainless steel and sugar, peanuts are roasted, nougat is whipped into shape, and apples are flash-dipped in molten syrup that clings like glass. But what strange step gives Snickers its signature chew? And how do Twinkies stay fresh for weeks on end? Stick around, because the answers might just surprise you. Inside vast food factories across North America, the journey of some of the most iconic confections begins not with sugar or chocolate, but with logistics. Truckloads of raw ingredients arrive at receiving bays as early as 4 in the morning. These are not your average deliveries. Each one is a carefully orchestrated drop, feeding production lines that work around the clock to meet a near insatiable global demand. The production scale is staggering. For instance, Mars produces over 15 million Snickers bars every single day across its global facilities. Twinkies, those fluffy sponge cakes made famous by Hostess, see a production output of nearly 500 million units annually. Candy apples, while more seasonal, still represent a multi-million-dollar industry, particularly peaking during Halloween and state fair seasons. The origins of these treats stretch back decades, each with its own colorful past. Snickers, named after the Mars family's beloved horse, was first launched in 1930. Back then, the production was entirely manual. Workers hand-poured nougat, layered caramel, and pressed peanuts before hand-dipping the bars in chocolate. The process was laborious, inconsistent, and slow. Compare that with today's streamlined systems, where each bar is shaped, filled, and enrobed in chocolate with industrial precision, at speeds surpassing 200 bars per minute. Twinkies tell a slightly different tale. Created in 1930 during the Great Depression, their original filling was banana cream, an ingredient replaced with vanilla during World War II due to banana rationing. The production line evolved from a few metal trays to a conveyor-fed assembly system capable of injecting creme filling into over 1,000 cakes per minute using high-pressure pumps. Today, the plant in Emporia, Kansas, handles a large portion of Hostess's output, churning out more than 1 million Twinkies daily. Candy apples, though less industrialized, offer a fascinating contrast. Their history dates back to the early 1900s in Newark, New Jersey, where a candy maker experimenting with red cinnamon candy accidentally dipped an apple and placed it on his shop window. The result was a hit. Modern production now involves semi-automated systems where apples are washed, inspected, skewered, and dipped in molten candy coating, kept at precise temperatures between 200 and 250 degrees Fahrenheit to ensure the sugar doesn't crystallize or burn. All three products begin with raw material intake. For Snickers, peanuts arrive in bulk, often from Georgia or Alabama, two of the largest peanut-producing states in the U.S. The peanuts are inspected for mold, shell remnants, and moisture content before being fed into dry roasting ovens that turn raw legumes into flavor-packed components. Cocoa for the chocolate coating comes primarily from West Africa, specifically Côte d'Ivoire and Ghana, regions responsible for over 60% of the world's cocoa bean supply. These beans are fermented, dried, and shipped via cargo freighters to chocolate processing facilities in the US, where they're ground into cocoa liquor and blended with sugar and milk to produce the smooth coating that defines a Snickers bar. Twinkies start with a very different set of ingredients. Large silos feed in bleached wheat flour, cane sugar, corn syrup, and hydrogenated oils. Eggs, often cracked and pasteurized off-site, are stored in refrigerated tanks and piped into mixers when needed. A single shift at a major Hostess facility can use up to 200,000 eggs, all separated, processed, and homogenized to maintain texture and consistency in the batter. Candy apples begin with the fruit itself, most commonly the Granny Smith variety. These apples are favored for their tartness and sturdy skin, which holds up well against the hot candy coating. The apples arrive in crates from orchards across Washington State and upstate New York. Before coating, each apple is scrubbed with food-grade detergent to remove natural waxes that might prevent the candy from adhering. They're then skewered by machine and queued along a conveyor for dipping. Once raw materials are ready, each production line moves into its preparation phase. For Snickers, that means the nougat base must be made. This starts with a sugar and corn syrup blend, heated to about 240 degrees Fahrenheit, then aerated using egg whites and mixed with ground peanuts. This fluffy mixture is laid into long continuous sheets. Caramel is poured on top, made by cooking sugar, milk, and fat until it reaches a rich, golden consistency. Dry roasted peanuts are sprinkled evenly over this layer before the entire slab is cooled and cut into bar-sized chunks. A key feature of Snickers production is the enrobing machine, a marvel of engineering where cut bars pass beneath a curtain of warm, melted chocolate. Excess coating drips through a mesh belt and is recycled for efficiency. These machines are kept within a strict temperature range. Too cold, and the chocolate clumps. Too hot, and it loses viscosity, leading to inconsistent coating. The Twinkies production line is more architectural. The batter is poured into metal molds shaped like half-cylinder pillows. These molds move along a conveyor and pass through a tunnel oven that bakes the cakes in less than 10 minutes at around 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Once cooled, a specialized injection system, often fitted with 3 hollow needles, fills each sponge with a measured shot of creme. This automation allows for rapid, consistent output with minimal waste, although frequent nozzle cleaning is required to prevent clogging and microbial growth. In the candy apple process, precision is paramount. The molten candy mixture is held in a heated basin and constantly stirred to avoid crystallization. Timing is critical. The apples must be dipped quickly and rotated evenly to ensure a uniform coating. Once dipped, the apples are placed onto wax paper-lined trays and allowed to cool at room temperature or via a refrigerated air tunnel to prevent condensation. Some are rolled in crushed peanuts, rainbow sprinkles, or coconut flakes while still tacky, adding a layer of complexity to the process. One of the ongoing challenges in producing these treats lies in balancing shelf life with taste. Snickers bars can last over a year due to the stabilizers and emulsifiers in the chocolate and nougat. Twinkies have long been the punchline of longevity jokes, rumored to last forever, but in truth, the shelf life is closer to 45 days thanks to modern preservatives and oxygen-free packaging. Candy apples, being more perishable, typically last under a week, though refrigerated storage and vacuum sealing can extend that slightly. The machinery used at this stage is both sophisticated and robust. For example, horizontal mixers with dual paddle shafts are used to churn nougat and caramel for bars. Rotary ovens and continuous injection machines dominate Twinkies lines. For candy apples, stainless steel kettles equipped with mechanical stirrers and precision burners are standard. Many lines are fully automated, though human oversight remains essential. Operators monitor temperatures, product alignment, and machine cleanliness. Line workers are often tasked with visual inspection, removing any items that don't meet strict quality standards. labor intensity varies by product. Snickers and Twinkies benefit from near-complete automation. Line speed and consistency are key to profitability, with every second shaved off the process, translating to greater output and lower unit costs. In contrast, candy apple production, especially for artisan batches, can require manual intervention. Skewering, dipping, and decorating are often done by hand, particularly when the final product is customized or decorative. Economically, these operations are massive. The global chocolate bar market is valued at over $100 billion, with Snickers alone contributing billions annually to Mars Inc. Revenue. Peanuts, sugar, and cocoa prices fluctuate based on global supply, weather patterns, and international trade policies, making procurement a complex and strategic part of the operation. Twinkies, owned by Hostess Brands, sit within a multi-billion-dollar snack cake industry. Meanwhile, candy apples, though smaller in market share, benefit from high-margin seasonal sales and often serve as impulse buys at fairs, festivals, and theme parks. Transporting raw ingredients presents another layer of logistical challenge. Cocoa beans take weeks to ship across the Atlantic. Apples must be stored at controlled temperatures to prevent spoilage. Peanut shipments must meet strict aflatoxin regulations to be deemed fit for use. These complexities mean factory production schedules are planned months in advance, with buffers for delays and batch rejections. Over the decades, popularity has shaped the evolution of these products. Snickers remains one of the top-selling chocolate bars in more than 50 countries. Twinkies are embedded in American pop culture, often cited as a symbol of indulgence and even survivalism. Candy apples, though niche, enjoy enduring popularity thanks to nostalgia and their eye-catching appearance, especially during autumn. Advances in food science continue to influence how these items are made. Improved emulsifiers, natural preservatives, and even plant-based alternatives are being tested across all three products. There are already vegan versions of Twinkies, reduced sugar candy coatings, and even peanut-free variants of Snickers-style bars being trialed to meet changing consumer demands. Ultimately, behind every Snickers, Twinkie, or candy apple lies a story of scale, science, and spectacle. The initial stages of production, often overlooked, are where much of the magic happens. Raw goods are transformed, not just through machines, but through decades of innovation, strict quality control, and the unrelenting pursuit of consistency. Whether it's a perfectly injected sponge cake, a smooth coat of milk chocolate over nougat and caramel, or the glassy shell of a hand-dipped apple, each product is a marvel of modern food engineering. And it all starts long before it reaches the shelves. Thanks for joining us on this deep dive into the world of Snickers, Twinkies, and candy apples. Three iconic treats that each follow a wildly different path from raw ingredients to the final product on your shelf. Whether it's the molten caramel of a Snickers bar, the perfectly injected creme inside a Twinkie, or the glossy, hand-dipped coating of a candy apple, there's something truly fascinating about how these sweet snacks come to life behind factory doors. If you enjoyed this behind-the-scenes look at the food production process, there's so much more to explore. From everyday snacks to once-a-year indulgences, every bite has a story. So why not stick around and check out another video? There's always another surprising process waiting to be uncovered. If you liked this one, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more factory deep dives, and hit the bell so you never miss a new upload. And we'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below letting us know your favorite between Snickers, Twinkies, and candy apples. Or tell us what food-making process you'd love to see next. Who knows? Your suggestion might be the star of our next episode.